Om Shanti, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. So we were discussing what's happening to us when we give the objects power over us, when we conceive of the objects as being in possession of something that can really change our reality, either make us happier or sadder, either for the best or for the worse, and we get into this cycle of desire and anger, and the anger reaction, loss of memory, loss of discrimination, and pain. And verse 64 told us, but the self-controlled man moving among the objects with the senses under restraint and free from attraction and repulsion attains to peace. So if you want to attain to peace, get out of this cycle. 65. In that peace all pains are destroyed, for the intellect of the tranquil-minded soon becomes steady. Swami Shivananda tells us, when the mental peace is attained, there is no hankering, this is a British word, old British, no desire, after sense objects. The yogi has perfect mastery over his reason. The intellect abides in the self. It is quite steady. The miseries of the body and the mind come to an end. So, on the immediate reaction, so how immediately we feel when we break this cycle of desire and anger, our pain comes to an end, meaning the pain that we were experiencing because of the frustrated desire is completely avoided. But we can also see the verse in a much deeper sense, in the sense of the law of karma, in the sense that when we don't fall prey to anger and its effects on us, we get out of this trap of producing demerit. Moreover, if we go even deeper, and this is the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita, we can see things on the immediate term, use it as tools for just enhance our day-to-day feeling, our sensation, our ability to work with the mind to keep cool. And then we can use it for spiritual elevation, but still mild, and then we can reach the highest, because it says in this peace all pains are destroyed, meaning that we completely come out of the law of karma. This is self-realization. Remember, Lord Krishna is describing to Arjuna the state of a sage of steady wisdom, of a realized person. What is this state? All pains are destroyed. He's outside the law of karma. No more merits and demerits. For the intellect of the tranquil-minded soon becomes steady, meaning that when we don't run after the senses, and to do this, we need to understand that the objects do not have anything that I'm not already in possession of. My happiness will not come from the object. I am bliss. I acknowledge, I realized my nature as bliss. So the object cannot bring me bliss. Remember from the beginning of chapter 2, the self cannot be cut, burnt, wetted. The object can also not cause me, my essential nature, any pain. So my essential nature is already existence, knowledge, and bliss. The object cannot make me happier, cannot make me more knowledgeable, cannot hurt me, cannot make me non-existent, because I am existence. So on the highest level, to come completely out of this cycle, to not give power over us to the objects, we have to have this realization. And when we have this realization, we are outside the law of karma. And this is really beautiful to see also the dynamics of the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Although most of the time Lord Krishna is talking because this is the teaching, Arjuna needs help, and Lord Krishna took on the position of the teacher and is fulfilling it. We can see how Lord Krishna constantly reminds Arjuna. Arjuna asked about the sage of steady wisdom, but constantly Lord Krishna is bringing us back to the practices. This is not some philosophical knowledge that I'm going to tell you about sages in the Himalayas so you feel inspired for a moment and then go out, inspiration is gone and you're back to doing whatever you were doing before. No. Lord Krishna is reminding us again and again, there is a practice. You asked me about the sage of steady wisdom, I'll tell you who he is, but I also tell you what's happening when you're not there so you can practice. Who is this man who thinks of the objects and desire in him arises? This is us. So you were asking about the sage of steady wisdom. Wonderful, I gave you the answer, but remember, you are not there yet. Where are you? Here you are. When a man thinks of the object, attachment to the object arises. Here is where you are. And if you want to come out of it, on the shorter term, on the longer term, you have to practice. Right? You have to practice to gain this knowledge, to study more the scripture, to learn virtue and vice, to cultivate dispassion and discrimination, make them stronger and stronger and stronger so that they cannot be shaken. And when you do that, you'll be tranquil-minded and steady. We're back full cycle, the person of steady wisdom. So again and again, we see these dynamics in the dialogue. Yes, I will give you the highest knowledge, but I also will remind you where you are and that you are in a position that requires practicing for strengthening the discrimination and dispassion, gaining more knowledge, and coming out of the cycle of pain. And the teaching continues. The answer of Lord Krishna to the question of a sage of steady wisdom continues in the next verses. So please join us to learn more. Om Shanti.